Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where we are old and we are drunk and we are talking discographies. We're
Hey,
talking the Descendents and we're talking Hypercaffium. 2016, another very large gap. With me is Mr. Bill
still here,
and
still
Mr.
there.
Tim.
Not here. Haven't been here for days.
And I'm Jason. I'm present. Quick recap of our rankings since we've diverged a little bit here, and if you guys haven't watched previous videos, there's our current.
The last one
rankings.
had a shocker.
It did have a shocker. We build through "Cool to Be You" at number one.
Damn right I did.
Other than that, we were lined up. I mean, we had a beautiful thing going, Bill. We had a beautiful thing
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
Hey, you got it. What I like. I'm gonna stick to it.
I likes what I like, and that's what I like.
That's right.
It sounds
And
good.
that's why you're
okay?
still here.
So, yeah, go watch our Milo Goes to College video to figure out where we're all coming from with these records. So we're talking Hypercaffium Spazzinate, 2016. This is the year. This is an election year.
Yeah, a big election year.
Big election year.
Year I went off to college.
This is post Bill's scare.
Sure. Yeah,
There's a lot
The
of that on
comeback
this
kid.
record. Yeah, comeback smile.
yeah, yeah.
This was
So no fat burger. That's a take on the no FB from before.
yeah.
Is that the recovery version to save face, as it were?
That's where I was talking about how like I've kind of grown up with the Descendants and like I can relate to. Maybe at one time in my life I could have relate. No, I could never relate to no FB. But I could relate to no fat burger nowadays. You know.
How about that no fat burger followed by some testosterone?
Yeah, that's my low point. I think is testosterone. Well, I don't know. Y'all want me to start this one? I'll start this one.
Yeah, we're just going.
We're just all
We're just vibing.
conversing.
We're vibing.
Yeah.
Feel This comes out swinging. I like it. Victim of Me is great. On paper, I love the ideal of the song and lyrics. I look good on paper. You know, it's still nerdy. Shameless Halo is fucking so good. It'll get stuck in your head. I think you forgot love along the way. Where does your heart go when you pray? You believe in heaven. Why are you so afraid? So good. So fucking good. No Fat Burger. It's hell getting old. Testosterone, I'm not too big on it. It's kind of there. It's not bad. It just doesn't stand out. Without Love, I love the chorus of the song. It's so damn pretty. The verses, I'm not getting with, though. The vocal melody is choppy in parts. It's weird. We got Defeat. The guitar tone sounds really good. It's 57 seconds. Kicks ass. Smile. Some deep fucking shit on this one. The way Milo sings it, the way he delivers it, you can tell it fucked him up. That whole scare with Bill. That you can look back on a game well played. Like it's still it's top song contender. Limiter, ADHD pills. His kid, still good lyrics. You know, he's got kids now. I can relate. Spineless, I have no idea what this song is about. Any idea? It kind of meanders, lasts too long. Human Being, that would have made one hell of a song on Milo or Grow Up. The production is like too good for that though, but I bet it's a fucking banger live. Full Circle, it's good. Comeback Kid, that bass man, it's fucking good. Another highlight. Beyond the Music, if that was the last song by the Descendents we ever got, that would have been okay. Yeah, I like Cool to Be You. This was a grower for me. Um, the more I listen to it, the better it gets. But it wasn't like an instant hit like some of the earlier records.
I'll kind of follow up here, and I'll definitely say for this one for me was more well. The earlier ones were growers also for me. This one was a slower grower in a lot of aspects compared to some of the other albums, which that's okay because sometimes we just don't want to grow up. Um, I'll say this: I felt like there was some callbacks sound wise to the first two albums between the drums and the bass here and the volume levels that were present in both. That being said, I felt like this album had more of a stark contrast between its highs and lows as compared to the last couple albums, for me at least. Jason, you said Shameless Halos. Like, yeah, Shameless Halo, that, yeah, was phenomenal song, and yeah, it gets stuck in your head really quick. That one doesn't have to grow on you. That one's just kind of there and already.
Yeah, that one don't have to
For
grow.
me, I mean, you mentioned Testosterone. The other one, Limiter, actually, for me, was another one. It was like, it really wasn't there for me. Like, it. This is one, I said, this is one, I feel like it was a more contrast between the two ends of the spectrum throughout this album. Sound wise, similar to the last couple, with the exception of said, they brought back some more of the bass and drum volumes increased here, I felt like. And yeah, just, I was kind of, I want to say confused, but this one had me thinking a little bit more and had me actually like, now, I feel like this one I need more time to delve a little bit more deeper compared to the last couple albums. Also, I'll say this album, for me, the A side was better than the B side, which contrasts a lot of the earlier albums where I like the B side better.
When you were talking about everything sucks and how the production is flat, this is my album where it's kind of flat. Not that the production is bad; it all sounds great, but it's the songwriting. It's very similar all the way across the board, besides a few standouts.
Yeah, I think you guys are right on with this. Yeah. I don't want to call it a problem, but what I'm running into with these late era albums is that the first half of this discography was so rad that, like, while these are still rad, like, they're still great albums, but it's hard to put this up against, say, a Milo Goes to College or an I Don't Want to Grow Up and be like, oh, no, this is infinitely better. And in many ways it is, obviously maturity, better songwriting, better production, all of that good stuff. But is it as enjoyable? That it's hard to say. I thought Limiter was one of the highlights on the album. I thought that one was really just a cool song. I also really liked We Got Defeat. The rest of this, though, yeah, it's nothing like jumped out at me like, oh, that's the banger. And much like the last album, like, Everything Sucks Part 3. Not that we're not doing interesting stuff, and, like, the playing is fantastic, the lyrics are fantastic, the production's fantastic. Everything about it is fantastic. But it really feels like, I don't know if they've settled into what they're comfortable with or what. I don't know. But at this point in the discography, again, still super happy with it. We're 16 songs, 31 minutes? Still just averaging 2 minutes a song, which Cool. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, like you said, it's probably a grower. I probably had fatigue. I will be revisiting all of these albums multiple times moving forward. So I could certainly go deep into this album and find some real gems. But on the surface, after listening to a whole discography, it's a great
I
album.
mean, say fatigue definitely I feel like it's playing a part. Just this thing, right? If this album was in, we just did No Doubt's discography, right? Like, imagine
Sure.
this was at the end of No Doubt's discography. Then again, we would all be commenting, well, it's a Descendant. This album sounds just like Descendants, which it does still do that. It's just, and I mean, one thing, whether we like it or not, eventually, at some point, every band will be like, okay, this is what we're going to sound like because
Sure.
we're comfortable. This is what we want to sound like. They're going to eventually fall into that where, yeah, you're going to have a couple albums in a row that are going to sound similar,
Sure.
which isn't a bad thing. It's just, well, I've already listened to Everything Sucks. I've already listened to, Cool to Be You.
Now, that being said, though, they're taking enough time in between albums
Oh, yeah.
that
It's
if
not like
I
it's
was
1 year, 1
following
year.
along in real time, it'd rip.
Yep.
I'd be super happy. But, cramming them all in a week,
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's we've kind of talked about that before, like the different perspective of like,
Sure.
doing this for a show and having to cram out all these discography in a week versus somebody who's followed along, blah blah blah.
Right.
But even as somebody who was like anticipating this record when I got it, it clicked less than Cool to Be You, which if you go back and watch that video, didn't click right away with me either.
Right.
So I think again, this is a grower. When I went back and had to listen, when I listened to this record again to take notes, it clicked more for me. And I'm like, fuck, I want to listen to this more. But I mean, I spent the last 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 8 years. Like, I want to listen to Descendants. Let's listen to this. And I'd make it to like, Shameless, hey, hello. And then it just kind of like, well, after I guess No Fat Burger, it kind of like muddles and all sounds the same. It's like, this is just more of the same. It doesn't pop as much.
Sure.
So that fatigue, yes, there is some fatigue, but there's also some reality, or some, there is fatigue here for sure.
Okay.
Which,
Well, I don't want that to take away, though, that this is a fantastic album. And
Right.
I'm sure, you ask me again in 6 months, 5 years, I'll have, oh, yeah, no, that album rips,
Right. Same with me. I mean, just it's grown on me since listening to it for this discography. And I want to point out, like, the B-sides after this record, or not B-sides, but like, I think this record was very much we're getting old. How much longer can we do this? Let's
Sure.
put out a record type thing. This was after Bill's scare, and I think that kind of snapped, especially Milo. I think it snapped them into, hey, let's make some more music.
And he's about to have a couple scares of his own, I believe, right?
Really? What are you talking about?
Milo had the heart issues last year in 2023.
I missed that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Milo's going to have some issues coming up, so.
Fuck me. I mean, they are old, but shit.
Yeah.
My biggest problem with this album, though, was like the lack of variety. It's a very like flat record for the most part. It's still that when I say flat, I don't mean in a bad. It all sounds great, but it's very.
You know what it needs?
What?
more cowbell?
It needs a fart track.
No. It doesn't need a fart track. No.
I mean,
No, but like in essence, though, yes, it needs a little levity. It
It
needs
needs
a little
something to be
fun.
fun. Yes.
Yeah, it needs some fun.
the A side of this is fucking great. It's got top song contenders, but it kind of trails off towards the back half, minus Comeback Kid and Beyond the Music. And maybe this is a hot take, but like all the post hyper EPs and singles they put out, which is why I still have faith that they're not gonna ever suck. Is like all that shit that they put out after that is really fucking good. Probably better than this album. I mean, the Spaz Hazard, the Who We Are, Pavlo's Cat, Opt In, all fucking great. Suffrage is one that I saw on people online bitching about, like about the Descendants getting political and being woke. And it's like, the fuck are you kids talking about? Like M16 is literally on fucking Milo Goes to whatever. But you know, you got Hindsight 2020 is just as fucking good. Cause yeah, it may be some low hanging fruit, being Trump and all. But there was a lot of, for context, when Bush was in office, that was a resurgence. When Reagan was in office, there was a resurgence in fucking great music came out of Reagan being in office. Great music came out of Bush being in office. The epitome of Trump was in office and like Anti-Flag sucked. Fuck Justin Sane. Rise
And
Against
Rape just did reunion tours for money.
Rise
And-
Against fucking sucked compared to what they
Yeah.
were doing.
Yeah,
The Descendants still kicked ass. They still wrote a great fucking song about it. Just saying.
sure. Yeah. You know who else actually continued that tradition? Who would have started in Reagan and probably thrived under Bush?
Who?
Ministry.
Really?
Like you put the right wing in office, and Ministry puts out some incredible albums.
See, I used to say that about a lot of bands, but they all let me down when Trump got in office. Except the Descendants.
Ministry will be a fun one to get to then. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Yeah, I mean, I still love this fucking record, and it grows on me every time I hear it. Saying that, Bill, what you think about Hypercaffium? You already talked about it.
Yeah. I think I did.
Did Tim talk
Yeah.
about it?
Yeah, he just finished
I think
talking
I
about
did.
it just now.
Okay.
I think I did.
This is what happens when you're an unscripted show. You forget who goes and who doesn't.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's an unscripted show.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad we got it. I'm glad it's kind of insane that it's 2016 and they're still putting out
Quality. They're still putting out
Quality?
quality.
Plus, with how long we've seen bands take a long break, and the album they come back with being more than a letdown. Like,
Sure.
why the hell did we wait so long for this to come out? Like,
Sure.
Well, I mean, if you're a Descendants fan, you're kind of used to waiting.
you've gotten used to it at this point.
Yeah,
yes.
you're already.
But
I mean, when
again,
he came
like,
out, he came out in 2004 with the song "I Quit," and you're like, "Fuck, okay, they're done. This is it." You know that, and that kind of
But by
soured
the
me
same
on it.
time, that's been their shtick since day one.
Yeah. Since day one, they've been saying,
We're done. Milo went to college.
on the back of the fucking on Milo goes. It says in dedication to Milo from the Descendants. It's been their shtick. You kind of just sit back and you wait, and then you hear, hey, the Descendants are making a new album. Fuck, like. I would like to
Well,
point
we'll
out.
get to it, but I hope that their current situation in 2024 proves to be very fruitful and inspiring for them.
And this is back on Epitaph. Just saying.
yes, it
Oh,
is. Yep, I
Oh,
say back on Epitaph. They went to Fact Rec and said, "Nah, we going back."
oh, and I see Steve Ergenton is actually producing with Bill now as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is a hard fucking ranking.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to COC because then it's like I have no clue what's I have no ties to any records. I can put them wherever I want. But I have ties to all these. I don't know whose turn is it to guess. Bill's turn, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
God.
let me look at
With
where
Jason, it's just one question I gotta figure out. Is it better than the fart?
That's a tough question.
And I know once I know that answer, I know exactly where it goes.
It must be pretty
Well,
cool to be you.
it's for sure below cool to be you, right?
It is below cool to be you. I'll give you that.
Okay.
That's such a
I
good
said
record. Fuck.
I'm gonna stick it below Enjoy. So right now it's beside that 7th position for you.
You
I
would
could be
be
off.
you would be correct.
Okay.
I like the farts more.
Now I've got Tim.
Tim's always the rough one. He's the hard guess.
God, I'm trying to remember back to how we talked about all. Because here's the thing with Tim, I know with Tim, it's below cool to be you also, right? Like, I'm not saying right below, I'm saying it's either the 6th or 7th spot right now, right? Or am I way
So
off?
far, so good. Yes.
God damn it.
Well, if he said no, it wasn't, then what would you do then?
Well, just go one spot above cool to be you if he said that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna slide into 7th spot for you as well. I'm gonna guess that's where you have it. Also below all.
I'm going to guess that you're correct.
Damn. Bill on fire.
Now I gotta figure out where I put it.
Let's see. If I was to guess where Bill was going to put it.
He likes it more than the farts.
Yeah, he likes it more than the farts.
Good call, good call.
I think he likes it more than all.
Sure.
Well, so far so good.
I think he likes it more than I don't want to grow up. Which is fucking asinine.
Tim, what do you think?
I think Jason is correct, and I think this is going to end up in your 3rd place.
Do you think I'm gonna put this thing above Milo Goes to College? Okay, I ain't that crazy.
I can't even
I
say
mean, you
that
put.
sentence.
I mean, can we see the tape? We'll get an instant replay on that.
It's going in my 5th position.
Okay.
Below you don't want to go.
Okay. All right. I mean, not to say it's a bad record, but
No, not at all.
not at all.
Hey, Tim and I match on a record now.
Hey!
That's the first time since the first episode we've matched.
Hey, Tim and I match on that one.
You match
Yeah.
on 3 now.
Oh shit! By the end, Tim and I might match completely.
No, you can't. The fart's way too high.
All right.
Go back and listen to it. That album's fantastic.
It is. It's
The color codings at the end, I think, will tell the tale that.
the color codings will tell all.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I mean, we got one more to go. 9th and Walnut. It's an oddball. It's old Descendents that sounds like new Descendants. So that'll throw a wrench in everybody's rankings here, I'm sure.
Well, you gotta wait to listen to see how we do.
Yeah, like, subscribe, stick around. We got Propaganda coming. Next week we got Corrosion of Conformity?
And then we've got
And
Cinderella.
then we got fucking Cinderella, motherfuckers. Stick around, you punk rock bitches. You want some punk rock? Fucking listen to some Cinderella.
Right?
Damn straight.
All right, with that, be safe, make good decisions.
You live, you win, boy, can't you see? You're the most valuable